YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you taking the time to click on the video today. If you haven't already or you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and leave a comment. I'll get to what comment at the end of the video, but any comment is greatly appreciated. Helps the videos out a ton. We are here on College Football 25. We are in the relegation series, and we are about to start season 3. So, episode's gonna look like looking at showing the recruiting board, the schedule, and then we're gonna hop into some games. So, on the recruiting trail, we currently have 23 players on our board. We are reaching on a lot of these. The big thing is if we can't get up on the board on some of these, they're going to lock us out, especially on our 4-star players. So, the other thing is there's some of them that already have us super high on the board, which will help because we can just throw a couple hours on them, and they'll be able to stay on the board while we are going after these 4 stars. So, we're looking at middle linebacker here for a 4-star pass coverage, archetype, tendency guy. And then we're looking at an agile right tackle. We need to get some depth on the line, so we have another right tackle. This guy is a power guy. Then we have an athlete scrambler. The biggest thing is we have 2 young quarterbacks that are both very inaccurate, and we brought in another young guy that's kind of the same. So we're just trying to find a better balance there. Then we have Alex Moffitt, who's an elusive back, who's a 4-star receiver, deep threat Joe Forrest, another deep threat Nate Johansson, and then another athlete. This one's a run stopper as we get into the 3-star guys. Then we have middle linebacker, who's a pass coverage guy, who's a gem. And then we have a run stopper, who is probably going to be an outside backer. That's kind of where we're thinking here. Then we have a center who is an agile and funchous. Sataki Wong as another center, who is a power guy, and we're already number 1 on his list. An athlete, agile player. He doesn't have great strength, I don't believe, 89 strength, so he'll stay in O-lineman. Receiver, physical guy. We need tight ends as well, so we're really looking at bringing in a physical wide receiver. As you can see, we have 3 of them, but or 4 of them, 5 of them, I guess. And as you can see, we offered 3 of them. So hopefully one of them hit with like super fast as well, so we can keep them outside, but most of them are going to be tight ends. Another deep threat wide receiver. This guy has 91 speed, not the craziest speed. Then we have this middle linebacker who's 90 speed, which is fantastic in Riggins. And then we have a physical receiver again with 91 speed, and then a power back with 86 speed. Probably somebody that we're not going to really go after all that hard. However, we do have some fullbacks that are going to be leaving us soon. So, and then we got a 94 speed elusive back to auto commit. So that was kind of fun to see when I was going through this off recording. So that is the class for right now. Again, these 4 stars are probably not going to last long on our board. It really depends on how many schools offer them and what type of schools offer them. Like for this guy, for example, he is an Indiana kid. So if Notre Dame and Ohio State don't go after him, we have a pretty good chance, right? Or Tennessee down in the 9 spot. This guy has a lot of high schools: Tennessee, Georgia, UNC, Clemson, NC State even starts to make runs. And then, so some of these guys are gonna have a lot of really good schools going after them. So I don't know how long it will last. But like this 4-star, right, has Middle Tennessee, Marshall, Georgia State, Georgia Tech, Memphis, Indiana, Troy, and Appalachian State. Like that should be somebody that we can get in and get here. Next thing on the agenda is our schedule. It is pretty locked in. Um, we had originally we had Georgia Tech here, um, but what I'm going to end up doing is playing teams one conference up for right now, which Georgia Tech was a couple conferences up, and I didn't like that the game was week 5, and it was an away game, which we already have 6 away games. So I moved this to 8 for recruiting reasons, and got a home game against UConn, who was really good last year. 8-5, they're 7-5. They typically have a good second year, and then kind of taper off a little bit in the third year. So hopefully that is the case here. But in the American Conference, we have Colorado State to start the year. Then we go to Colorado State, we go to FIU, then we're back home for New Mexico State before we go to Air Force. Then we have a bye. Then we're home against Eastern Michigan. We go to Akron, Ohio. We're back home against UConn. We go to Buffalo. Then we're home for 2 straight against Ohio and Kent State. Then we're at Central Michigan, and then we finish the year home against Hawaii. So a lot of travel. It feels like it seemed like I said at a bunch, but that's just kind of what the schedule is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away games. So 6-6. We are really looking to move up and win the Conference USA, and move up into the MAC next year. But we got to take care of business. All right, I'm going to try something that I typically don't do, but I'm going to use the red shirt page to go through the roster. That way I can show you who's redshirted, and it's also one less time going through the roster for myself. This is just kind of a trial thing. So if it's something that you don't like, leave a comment and say just redshirt off screen, and that's totally fine. But let me know your feedback. Quarterback here is Antonio Dunlap. This is the freshman, 89 speed. Where is his throwing? Why isn't it right there? That's the one thing that I don't like about it being from here. Okay, throw power is 95, which is kind of insane. 85 short throw accuracy, 83 medium throw accuracy, and 81 deep accuracy. So he's already better than Tutton, who started a couple games for us last year. And Sean Tomlinson. He had 87 throw power, which we saw was terrible. 81 short accuracy, 77 medium throw, and 67 deep accuracy. So that's kind of where we're at. So as you just saw, Tomlinson is a tight end. So our quarterback room is pretty small. That's why we're looking to get more depth at quarterback. It's the biggest reason. We got Kramer coming back for his sophomore year. Hopefully he stays healthy. He struggled with injuries last year. We didn't bring in very many running backs, 1 to be exact. And we are super thin here at running back. So thin that Davis Bryson, so our quarterback from year 1, is now our second running back. Turpin's going to play ahead of him. 83 speed just doesn't play for me. And Cabrina is probably going to have to play some snaps just because of the fact that in our offense we run a lot, and our running backs take hits. The other thing is we moved Quoa Ashley to fullback. We run a lot of sets where the fullback's in the backfield, triple options, different things like that. And then Randy Graves is another guy that is that we moved over, 92 speed, And so these two are going to probably play a huge role in the backfield, even outside of the fullback area. Our receiving crew is very, very thin as well. So even Garrison, who's a 62, is probably going to have to play. The only thing is we have 92 speed with him. So again, super thin there. Tight ends, we got a little bit of depth. And I'm actually going to redshirt Tomlinson just to see if he can develop a little bit more here in the tight end realm. He's the fourth tight end. He's not going to really play unless the top two guys get hurt. Then we go to left tackle. We have an 82 overall junior, 74 overall redshirt freshman, so we should be in good hands after Darty leaves. Jarvis Adams is an 80. He is a sophomore, so he's going to be playing over right, just because he has a little bit of more room to grow. Haybeck is a senior. He's a 78 overall. Because of the nature of Kevin Smith being able to grow, he's probably going to play. Right guard is a junior, 81. We have a right guard that's a freshman. We are going to redshirt him, even though he's a pass protector first, and I don't like those. We got Caleb May, who's a 77 overall. I'm expecting Doman to pass him here eventually. Lindstrom's a 63 overall. We're going to redshirt him. We have left end Westmoreland, who is a senior now. DeBeer is behind him. DeBeer, I think, is going to be super good. But he has to wait his turn behind Westmoreland and Decker. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up not redshirting Flanagan, but we are going to redshirt Livings. He's an 83 speed. So he should develop very nicely as a power rusher. He's an 83 speed, so that's very important. We got Okiki, who is a junior, who again is behind Decker, who only has 74 speed. He couldn't move to DN or D tackle because he only has 83 strength. Okiki is a guy that we transfer, I'm pretty sure. Good lord, he is slow. 74 strength too. So we're gonna just redshirt Singletary, but Okiki's gonna be playing a little bit as well. It doesn't do us any good to redshirt him. He's not as good of a player. Then we have Stephanie Green and Caden Story and Hannon. Hannon's gonna play. The 99 strength is just insane. So he's gonna get a lot of playing time moving forward as well. We did that last year with him too. We're going to redshirt Connor just because of that 87 speed. So then Silas is going to be the starter at a 77. And Amir Scarver is probably actually going to be the starter now that I look at it. He's one slower. He's 2 accelerations slower. But he's a junior, can grow a little bit. Then we get to our middle linebackers. We have Danelius Johnson, who's an 80 speed, 88 overall. Then we have Hargrove, who is a 75 overall with 82 speed. Mondo is a 74 overall with 83 speed. And then we got a guy in our class is 85 speed, 68 overall already. So we're going to see a lot of Hargrove and Mondo, and Johnson is going to play in a capacity role. Right outside linebacker, we have Max Cook, who's a freshman, 87 speed. We have Atkins, who's a sophomore, who's 87 speed as well. So these two are going to find their way on the field just because of their speed. And then we have an 86 speed down here in Tawan Panu, and I'm going to redshirt him as well. 89 speed, doesn't have anything, no room in our corner room for that, even though our top guys only have 90 speed. But we have Washington Jr., who is now a junior, and Javon Williams, who is now a senior. So this guy was a transfer, not this past offseason, but last offseason. So we look good in the secondary, actually. And then Isaac Paul in 93 speed, he's a junior. And then Redding is going to be the starter here with 86 speed as well. And then for last but not least, the freshman kicker. He has, he's like 92 kick power or something like that. And then we have a junior punter. So that is a quick look at the team. And let's hop into some gameplay. I know it's been a lot of talking, but that's just kind of the way that it goes in this episode. So, defensive deadlock here in the first game of the season. Offenses are struggling to get going. We are on the field in a 3rd and 5, and they get sacked. Stefan Green with the sack. It's going to bring up 4th down. A great job by our defense. We get to get on the field for a first drive. First time that we get to see Kramer here in year number 2. Use his speed to get outside. It's only going to pick up 1 yard, however. He has 4 carries for 10 yards so far today. Hopefully we find a little bit of room, and here's that room. He's going to pick up the first down. 5 for 22 now after that game.
You got to feel good for this kid, too. He worked so hard this past offseason to put himself in position to be the starting running back, and he's got a lot of skill, guys.
If we were able to get some time, we were going to find out if we can throw the ball, but we didn't have time, so that is still to be seen. We did have that tight end wide open. Yeah, that tight end just doesn't block that time. So there's that. It's going to be 3rd and 9. We're going to go fullback. Make that defense a fullback screen.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Excellent coverage.
So far, not a good look for Number 0 for 5.
3rd and long, everybody is putting their ears back.
That is horrendous. 3rd and 0 for 5.
Sometimes they're very successful, but this time, defense played
well, we go ahead and punt with the junior punter. We're going to get a little bit of a bounce to the 40, see if our defense continue to stand. They do. And we are in a 3rd and 21 situation. Can we force a turnover?
Don't do that anymore. 3rd and very long coming up.
The screen pass.
He needs a bunch.
We're going to chase him down. That's why we have the speed on the field as our sub linebackers. We had 2 right outside linebackers that had 87 speed, and in this level of football, right, in the Conference USA, it is a 87 speed will do. I just noticed they have Mountain West still on their field. Why don't they have Conference USA? I'm confused. Anyway, can we... Oh, it was scoring. Nice. Can we add to the score? It's 7 and 3. Good Lord. It's 7-2-3. We're going to go ahead and run an option to Kramer, and he has the corner. Does he have the speed? He does not. The wear and tear, I think, looks... Who's that? Oh, it's a receiver. I thought it was my quarterback. I'm like, we didn't even get hit by a quarterback. Sorry, I'm rambling. Alright, Thomas is back on the field. He's our speedster, 99 speed. So, he's going to be running away from the defense. And what a throw. As he's getting hit, 99 speed, gets to the end zone. Touchdown, Owls, to extend the lead to 14-3. There you saw the 99 speed. There you saw the quarterback giving us a little life. Giving a little life from the quarterback room with the throw out of sack.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down.
They got me to choose the underneath route. I thought that's where they're going with it. They do end up scoring on that drive. So it is now 14-11. Can we protect long enough for this tight end to get open? He was never open. We're going to take off though, and we're going to slide down to pick up the first down. Great job by the freshman QB.
Well, I'll tell you, he picked a good time to have his longest run of the day. Really
Stepping
nice
up there.
Feeling the pressure.
We're going to look for Thomas. We're going to send Cook all the way across. Thomas is going to find a little bit of opening, not much though. Only going to pick up 3. He only has 77 yards thrown passing.
It'll be second down.
I know we run it
Remember, they
a
can
lot,
pick up
but
a first
7
without
to 7,
scoring.
good lord.
They move the
We are
tight end
inside
all
the 10 now, 2nd and 7. Looks like we can pick up the first down,
He'll be brought down at the
but we need to be down at the absolute half yard line. All right, Thomas. It's not going to be Thomas, and our left tackle just didn't block him. We're going to have to settle for a field goal. So unfortunate. We had our left running back on the Texas route. He was going to be wide open, but just zero blocking from our left tackle. So obviously, offensive line still needs some work. We've seen that multiple times in this video alone. I didn't carry the tight end. I thought he was going to sit down. And now they are in the red zone. Could have been an interception. Instead, they're in the red zone. They have their wide splits. Sorry. And touchdown. What? Colorado State takes a lead. And they're going to add on to the lead. 25 to 27. Good lord. 25 to 17 here. They're punting it back to us just before the 2-minute timeout. We need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Are we going to get the touchdown on the kick return or the punt return? Not quite, but we do have time for one. We got time for one play.
Guys, we'll get another look at this Kennesaw State offense. You get field position like this.
We got 99 speed. Can we use this to our advantage?
Yeah, great job by the defense, setting them up in an opportunity to get some points on the board.
That's going to be picked. Horrible decision by me.
We've reached the 2-minute warning in this offense.
That one's completely on. That's terrible.
DB's locked up tight.
All right, well, now we have zero room
The clock is on their side.
for
And he finds enough running room and he
wait, what?
They bring the punter
Okay,
onto the
we get the
field
ball
now.
back. I was saying we have zero room for error now because we're not going to have any of our timeouts if we do not convert on the 2-point conversion. So,
Fields to punt and tries to help improve that field position. And he'll work his
so
way on to return
frustrating.
out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. Guys, we're about to see this Kennesaw State offense go back to work.
They're
There's plenty of
pressing
time to
us.
work with here, but they have to be highly efficient in their attack, Jason.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too.
Can
where you
Sash
don't let
win
the moment
off the
get
line
too
here?
big. Play within yourself, David, because this guy's practiced.
Trying to get
Nope,
behind the
he
defense.
couldn't.
And it falls in.
I don't know why I thought he could, but
Much worse as the defender was right there.
Well, you know the defense felt freaked out on that one.
All
You're
right.
in the fourth quarter, and you're lined up against one of the fastest players in all of college football. They're taking a shot up top. You just
we cannot protect at all. That's our squad. We're giving up 7 sacks today.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And he was hit just.
Yeah, we have zero chance at all right now.
It's a
to throw
one-score
it.
game lead, and they've got to go for it on 4th down.
Holy Lord.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He
Oh,
wants a
did we
big
get bailed?
play here late.
We got bailed out.
And it's caught.
We got absolutely bailed.
Well, they just drained
Thank
all
you.
the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily.
Hey, man, that was just perfect execution
Unbelievable.
offensively. On a 4th down like that,
Just
you
don't have
throw
any
a
time.
completion, get the first
I'd be
two
surprised if we're
drive
able to get this
alive.
screen
QB's
pass
got it
off.
great with his eyes. He's got it
We almost
all
weren't
the
able
time.
to. Kramer uses his little burst to get the first down.
At the perfect time.
Dunlap has
You
thrown
gotta be able to
2
haul it in.
interceptions
They
today.
checked all the boxes on that 4th down.
Do I dare?
That was just a perfectly choreographed screen. The line got out
All right.
on time. The running back had a wall in front of him.
And I think the quarterback did a really good job of selling.
Holy fumble. Oh my God.
Defense jumps on it. They get
That was such a perfect play call. They were expecting a
a
pass. I should have
disappointing
just
start to
pitched
this
it.
season as they open 0-1.
Well, Conference USA,
So many times
0-1.
throughout the season, people start slow, figure out who they are, get better as the season goes on, and your dreams still very much
breathe. 12 of 30, 40% completion, 1 touchdown to 2 interceptions. He's just got to be better. Kramer, 19 for 81. Dunlap had 12 carries for 27 yards, 2 for 22 for Turpin, and 1 for -2 for Ashley. Receiving wise, nothing's going to jump off the page. Thomas had 4 catches for 54 yards. Dobson had 3 for 63. That one huge play on 4th down. Westmoreland led the team with 10 tackles, 1 for loss. Then we had Redding and Atkinson with 9 apiece, and then 7 for the big strong guy in the middle, Hannon. We only had 3 tackles for loss. Paul, Westmoreland, as we saw in green. We had 3.5 sacks for Hannon, 2.5 for Green, 1 for Decker. So we got to the quarterback a lot, not as much as they did. And then Washington Jr. gets back to his form with 1 interception on the day as well. But all that is masked by this 0-1 start and a loss to Colorado State. From Colorado, back down to the southeast to take on FIU. They are currently 1-0. We are 0-1, as we just saw. We need to shake off that game. We need to have the freshman quarterback rebound and play well. Defense needs help here at Futbol Stadium. I forgot that was the name of the stadium. Just tackle him, please. Thank you. If we would have not got that stop, I would have been livid. First quarter drive, we will see if Dunlap can come back from the poor performance last week.
Here comes the option.
Through the air.
Breaks a tackle and he's got
Okay.
Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup.
Don't mind that. I
I
just didn't want him to fumble mainly, but that could have been really bad.
From the gun, the running back has it.
Kramer tried to bounce it outside. Gonna lose 1 yard on his first carry, I think. I don't know if he had the ball yet. We're gonna go back to this load option with our fullback. We're gonna have to pitch this one early, and we cannot get to the outside on that one. Josiah Taylor in the backfield. We're gonna try to get Kramer out in space with the screen. We need our offensive lineman to block, but we just can't. Our O-line is awful, man. You would think that they would be somewhat fixed by now, but we still have some of the same guys that were recruited to Kennesaw State before we took over. We just haven't been able to get as many people committed as we would have liked by now, and it's showing because some of these guys aren't there. Kramer is going to be tackled for a short again, and we're not. Nope. There's no way that we do not go for this. So. Kramer is going to get the pitch, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Owls. We are going to strive. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I did it again. We're going to strive to get Kramer 21 touchdowns. Match his number this year. He is such an electric player. It is 14-7 as we are nearing halftime in this game.
They're setting up the screen.
We have a bunch of space.
They finally get him stopped, but
now the unfortunate part is we need to rely on Dunlap's arm that's not going to be screen passes.
Trying to find his man on first down.
Hits the tight end. It's a good start. He hasn't turned it over at all, which is also good.
Well, you know who's got to love this offense picking up so many first downs? It's their own defense. David, I know you love playing.
I don't know why I had such high expectations and hopes for him, like straight out of the gate. It typically doesn't fruition, especially with us starting back freshman quarterbacks back-to-back years. I just thought that this one would be better, and I don't particularly know why, but he let that one go. Who's that? Is that the guy that just caught it? Okay. Anyway, sorry. I got distracted. the reason that I'm so excited is his accuracies are really good as we score a touchdown. 1 + 6 is what? Oh yeah, 7. Touchdown, Owls. 95 throw power. His accuracies are super good. So, I mean, sorry for getting excited over it. But only just to get let down. To start. His 89 speed feels way higher than 89 speed on option plays and different things. So it is a learning curve. I will say that. We're gonna give the ball back to Kramer. You know what is a learning curve? How we get an offensive line coach in there and teach them to block somebody. We're gonna roll out, get it to the tight end. He's gonna find the end zone. That's another touchdown for the Owls right before the half or the end of the third quarter. It is 28-7. We are absolutely laying the hammer on FIU here. I really don't like these short splits though, or those not short split. I hit the wrong button again and they scored. I keep hitting circle instead of A. I'm fat finger in it. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, great catch there by Hobson, and they didn't even give us the option. That time I purposely skipped that one just to try to get through the game, but they just keep picking up 4th downs, and it's kind of cool. Gonna run with that, and they're gonna bring a second guy right behind. They're making this super interesting, which is not shocking when it comes to EA. So it is 28-21. We have been in absolute control of this game pretty much since the first quarter. But you know, we can't just blow people out. So Kramer only has 16 carries for 66 yards. I don't know if the only pertains to the 16 carries, but the 66 yards is kind of crazy. Go to the option, they're going to be kind of all over that. So we're going to have to go to we're going to go to triple option. We're going to give it to Turpin. We needed to block. So we're gonna have to sit here and wait. It's gonna be a 3rd and 8 just on the other side of a 2-minute timeout. And if we pick this up and get one more first down, we are gonna be in the driver's seat here down the stretch of this game. We need to make sure that we get the ball out, pick up a block, spin move by Kramer, and pick up the first down. They're going to have to use their first timeout. What an absolute play by Kramer.
Kennesaw State coming out with another first down.
Not going to lie, I thought about throwing it, but we'll get Kramer some more yards and touches.
2nd and 6 coming. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible.
If Thomas is on the field, he is.
They're in control of the clock as they plan. You'd have to expect another run here on 2nd and 6. They want to run it left.
We don't need to throw it. Kramer is going to find the end zone. Touchdown, Owls, to silence Futbol Stadium. They do look like they got a cheap touchdown to end. They did. They scored 24th quarter points, which is insane. But we pick up the win 35-27. Doesn't matter how they look right now, as long as we are getting it done. And we asked for a bounce back game, and it seemed like we got it. 16 and 23, just under 70% completion, 237, and 3 touchdowns from Antonio Dunlap. Really settled down this week. 19 carries for 105 and 2 touchdowns for Kramer. Dunlap 5 for 7. Ashley had 1 for 13. That was on the very first play that we popped in today. Turpin had 3 yards on the carry as well. Receiving wise, Kramer 5 for 49 on screens. Dobson had 3 catches. Thomas again 3 catches for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. 99 speed guy is going to play a huge role this year, and and it's showing in the first 2 games. Javen Williams playing slot for us this year. 12 total tackles, 1 for loss. Played super well. Atkins had 9 tackles, Cook and Paul with 8, Hansen and Redding with 7 tackles for loss. Hannon had 4, Steph Green with 3, but he ended up getting hurt, which is not ideal. Scarver, Westberlin with 2, Williams and Paul with 1 sacks. We only had 2 this week. Hannon gets another one. He is off to a blistering start. He's also hurt. Oh my gosh. Scarver and then Cook combined. We get 1 interception. Isaac Paul with the interception this week. So a great bounce back performance by not only our quarterback, but our entire team to get the win. All right. Last game of the episode with all the talking in the beginning. We get New Mexico State, who is 0-1. We rebounded last week, so we're 1-1. So let's hopefully continue that upward trend.
Quarterback and running back set up.
Right out of the gates, we get a turnover. So we get super good field position. We were going to try to take advantage of that field position by taking a shot to the end zone to our 99 speed guy, but that didn't work. So what I thought was going to be open was not open. We're going to go ahead and get it to Kramer. He's going to find the end zone. Touchdown, Owls, in front of the home crowd for the first time of the year, and we are off to an absolute random start. Great job by our defense, and then they turn around and give up a huge play, and now they're in trouble again. So I guess that's the last time I'm going to compliment my defense. A little bit of an option. That's not going anywhere. Again, defense just has been solid this year, but we just need to find some consistency. Giving up 20 points in last week's 4th quarter alone, as they're going to find the end zone again. They had my user on absolute skates, so oops, hit the wrong button. I'm so good at that, it's crazy. 3rd and 10, it is 17-7. Offense needs to get going. Defense needs to find a way to get stops. Kramer is going to pick up the first down on the screen on 3rd and 10. And there it is right there. We just saw at the end of at the very end of that play, we have an interception by our freshman, and that is going to be reasons why I hit the wrong button. That's going to be another one. I hit the wrong button. This one's not even his fault. It's going to be a pick 6. It's going to be 24-7. I panicked and I hit the wrong button. The guy that I was going to throw to got bumped, so he wasn't going to be open anymore.
Is this 4-down territory? They'll try to pick up the first through the air.
Pick up block. We don't have the acceleration with 99 speed. We get it all the way down to the 1-yard line.
This Kennesaw State offense is on the move.
Power run it at him.
Trying to pound it in.
Kramer gets carried into the end zone. Touchdown, Owls. All right, defense needs to do something here. They do. Offense reciprocates nothing, though. So we got to start getting on the same page as when the defense gets a stop, the offense needs to find a way to get points, because that's really what the downfall of this situation is right now. We're getting... I was literally running with that. This is not looking good. We give up another huge touchdown. 38-14.
This offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores.
We're going to step up with the quarterback. He's going to break 2 tackles. I was waiting for him to fumble at the end of that. We do pick up the first down, but then we turn it over. So, just not what we're looking for.
Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down.
Do we have him deep? Nope, we don't. That's going to be another turnover, and that's probably going to be the game.
This is the absolute right call. They're going for it on 4th down.
Can our defense get a stop here? They're going to throw it. Alright, well, that's going to be the game. I don't think there's a world where we come back from this, to be completely honest with you.
Doorstep of cashing it in for the offense.
Just under 5 minutes, we've given up 45 points in our home opener.
Now on the option. He'll keep it himself.
Quarterback gets into the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown. Defense needs a stop, which we just don't get. 48. We're down 18. It's 3 scores. The chances of this is not very high. Hit Dobson though, deep. 3 picks. I mean, I guess it's only 1 more after I did mine. And it looks like our speedy receiver, 99 speed, is out, which makes this a little bit more difficult. But we do got Dobson, who is playing super well right now for some odd reason. Can we get the onside kick?
They're definitely up against it. Time running out. Down 2 possessions. They'll try the onside kick.
Touch it. Not us.
Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball.
Well, what a disappointing 1-2 start to the season. The New Mexico Aggies, just so we're aware of what's going on here, they were a 76 overall team.
Kennesaw State coming out with another first down. Here we go. Trying to cap this drive with the pass.
Dobson's not going to be able to win off the line as much as needed, and we have a injury.
They'll line up for a second down play. Here we go. Back to throw. It's done back.
We're going to get Dobson in the slot again. He's going to score another touchdown. And we need to, like, hold the phone for a second because, yeah, there's only 26 seconds left, but we have all 3 timeouts.
Just under 30 seconds left, so they've got a chance if they can get this onside kick. They're on it. They recover the onside kick, and they get it right back.
That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. No, get me on the field.
Except that they will take the penalty. The offense set for a first down play.
All right, defense needs to get a stop here. And it's got to be a quick one.
The defense will use a timeout, and the clock is stopped with 24 seconds left. Now that they had in mind to start this drive here on second and 13.
There's hope. Not a lot of it, but there's hope.
One step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior
If we
knows how to
somehow
get it.
find a way to pull this one out, I will be absolutely mind blown.
Gonna run it. It's Wood. They bring him down, and he's gonna
Absolutely mind blown. We have a
The
chance.
defense will use a timeout here. There are
16 seconds left.
New Mexico State will be forced to punt.
Don't have our 99 speed guy. That's going to be in the end zone. 9
And
seconds.
there will be no return on this one, and he can't get it out of bounds. The ball will come out to the 20.
See what we get.
Here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball
Can
down the
Dobson
field.
somehow find a way to get over the top of this?
He'll come out throwing on first down.
Oh my God, did he?
He's taking a deep shot late in the game. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
I thought he did it.
Well, the defense finally showing some life there. It's been tough.
I thought he did
This
it.
offense has been lighting them up through the air, but a nice individual effort that time, forcing the incompletion.
Here's a throw downfield late.
Does he have the speed? Does he have the speed? Oh my God, we pull it out. We pull that rabbit out of the hat. That's going to be a touchdown with the time expiring. We come down from 18 down in 2 minutes, and we steal one at home. Oh my, 35 fourth quarter points. That's insane. Oh my God. What is happening?
And you have
Dobson goes absolutely nuts in that fourth quarter with 3 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, 447 yards. This is prime Jameis Winston. Prime Jameis Winston. Who else? Nick Mullins, all from the Vikings. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Kramer only 13 of 41. We were down majority of the game. He did score 2 touchdowns. He had a fumble. That's not good. Dunlap also runs for a touchdown. Dobson 6 for 216, 3 touchdowns. Sash 5 for 72 with a touchdown. Thomas had 1 catch for 18 yards, and then he was injured the rest of the time. Hopefully that's not a long injury. That would be a really tough person to lose. Max Cook, the freshman right outside linebacker, gets 10 tackles, 2 for loss, 7 tackles for Paul and Atkins, 6 for Hamilton, 5 for Dannon and Williams. 5 tackles for losses. All his tackles were for losses today. Cook had 2, and then Scarver, Redding, and Green all had 1. Sacks only 2 again. Denelius Johnson had 1, and Caden Story. INTs 2. Max Cook had 1, and Jericho Washington gets back on the board with an interception as well. What a scintillating game. What just happened? And that's where that video is going to end. If you are as shocked as I am, as you can tell by me not having many words to say, leave a comment, drop a like, please make sure you subscribe, comment for the video. What? In all capitals. That was absolutely insane what just happened in that game. I appreciate you taking the time to click on the video today. It is greatly appreciated. Again, leave comments. I get back to all my comments as quickly as I possibly can. I greatly appreciate the support. As always, I hope you have a good day. I hope you had a great day. Spread the word. Peace.